What's up, guys? Good morning. Hey, this is Cody with Secure Agent Mentor and SecureAgentMentor.com. I am extremely excited to bring to you another edition, another episode, another audio podcast of Six Figure Focus. Do you feel like six figures is within your grasp? Have you made six figures before? Are you currently making six figures? What can you do to improve your chances of making six figures? Thanks so much for listening. Thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks so much for clicking on this video. Also, please subscribe. Please like this video. Please comment. And please subscribe to the Secure Agent Mentor YouTube channel, where we will be bringing you insurance training, advice, tidbits for many years to come. Again, thanks for clicking on this. Thanks for listening. Today's topic is going to be the number one rule of sales. The number one rule of sales. What is the number one rule of sales in general? And this absolutely applies to insurance, along with other sales careers. But you have to use it when you're in the insurance industry. It's something you have to use. If you are not doing this, and I know it's actually extremely difficult to do, about 90% of agents, if not higher, literally, if not higher than that, are not doing this with their clients, with their prospects, when they're on the phone, at any point in time. The number one rule of sales, if you don't know it already, if you haven't heard, I've said it a few times in some of my other videos. It's been a while back, so I wanted to bring it to this six-figure focus because it's important to what we're talking about. It's important to implement the number one rule of sales to make six figures. The number one rule of sales is always agree. Always agree. If you are not agreeing with a prospect, then what are we doing? If we're not agreeing with them, we must be disagreeing with them. To make money, to make sales, to make six figures, to have a long, successful insurance career, it's very difficult if you are not agreeing with everything a prospect says. Now, by doing this, it doesn't mean that we 100% agree with exactly what they're saying or what they're doing. But we need to acknowledge that we understand their side of what they're wanting us to do, or their side of what they're saying. And so it's amazing how powerful always agree is in the number one rule of sales. It's amazing how powerful it is. Because if you're agreeing, number one, it's a positive conversation. There's no disagreement whatsoever. But hey, to overcome objections and to close and to get them to do what you want them to do, you cannot do it without some sort of agreement along the way. And if you're agreeing with them and you're always agreeing with them, you have a better chance of them, number one, of them agreeing with you, and number two, of closing a sale at the end of the appointment, which that's the main reason we do what we do. And we wouldn't do what we do if we didn't want to make money, if we didn't want to make sales, didn't want to help a lot of clients, if we didn't want to help a lot of prospects, if we didn't want to, sell a lot of a specific product, or put food on our table, or put clothes on our kids' backs, or pay for college, or be able to afford those nice cars and that nice home that we drive. We wouldn't be doing these things if we didn't want those things. And so to get those things and to continue to get those things, you need the number one rule of sales. You got to do it always agree. Because I tell agents this all the time, and they say, well, but maybe they say something nuts and crazy and it's against my religion, or I don't agree with them, or it goes against my better judgment. You can still understand and see their side. If it's going to keep you from putting food on your table, and if it's going to keep you from being able to pay for your kids' Little League, then it's wrong to disagree with a prospect. If it's going to keep you from making a sale, and it's going to keep us from helping that client with their needs, then it's wrong to disagree with them. The number one rule of sales, and it's a tough one. It's very difficult because I I challenge all of our agents all the time. Hey, go 24 hours of being positive and agreeing with everything that everyone says. That's so freaking hard. So hard. But if you want to succeed in this business, it's something you got to be able to do. Something you have to be able to do. I mean, because it's against human nature to be positive about everything everyone says and agree with everything that everyone says. Because someone could say, you know what, Cody? This price is higher than I expected. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I agree. I understand. I'm with you. A lot of my clients felt that exact same way until they realized the amount of value and the amount of customer service that comes with this. And then they were able to justify the price, and now I have a lot of happy clients. You see what I did there? I agreed. I complimented. I understood their side of the equation, but I also gave them my side of the equation. And I can do that. I can give them a different side to what they're saying, as long as it sounds like we're on the same side. You see what I'm doing? You see what I'm doing by that? This is where psychology comes into sales. And psychology comes into sales in a big way all the time. And if you're not thinking about the psychology of sales, the psychology of closing, the psychology of warming up, the psychology of fact-finding, the psychology of wrapping up and cooling down, the psychology of building value, the psychology of presenting, if you're not thinking through all those things, and if you're not improving and getting better on a daily basis, what are we doing? We say all the time, if we're not improving, we must be getting worse or digressing. So back to the number one rule of sales, always, always, always agree. Client says, Cody, you know what, Cody, I need to think about this. I'm just not ready to make a decision right this second. You know what, Mr. and Mrs. Jones? Hey, you're right. I understand. You're right. I'm with you. I don't want you to make a decision unless you're 100% confident in it. A lot of my clients, what's funny is about you saying that, Mr. Jones, is a lot of my clients were a little skeptical. Once they made that buying decision and they positively moved over the hump, so to speak, they were so pleased. They were so happy. They were so radiant. They were so excited that they made that decision. And once they take delivery of the product I'm about to hand you, they never looked back. They were so stinking excited. It is so powerful. That's the way you overcome objections. That's the way you agree with customers. If they say, Cody, I need to think about it. Now, you can think about it, but you know what? I only help people the first time I come out. If you think about it and you want to buy, you're going to have to go through someone else, okay? It's just not going to be, that's not for me. I don't let my client think about it, okay? What do you think is going to happen? Number one, they are going to think about it just to spite you. Number two, they're not going to buy. And number three, we violated the number one rule of sales, which is always, always, always agree. Doesn't matter if you get it from Grant Cardone, Brian Tracy, Zig Ziglar, Tony Robbins, Jim Rohn. None of those matter. They will all say that the number one rule of sales, or the most important part of sales, is agreeing with the customer. Disagreeing will not get them what they want, but will also not get you what you want, which ultimately, at the end of the day, we want to make a sale. So remember this. I'm going to challenge you for the next 24 hours. Be positive about everything everyone says and try to agree or see the side of everything that everyone says. Try that. This is a 24-hour challenge. Try that for 24 hours. I challenge you for the next 24 hours. Try to be positive and try to agree with everything everyone says. It's extremely difficult, but I challenge you to try it because it will rock your world. It will change your way of thinking. You will make sales easier than you ever thought possible. Again, this is Cody with Secure Agent Mentor and SecureAgentMentor.com. We have a new training website being built that you're going to want to check out here within the next month. Again, this is another podcast episode. I believe that this may be number 12 podcast episode of Six Figure Focus, where we are bringing focus, we are bringing attention to making six figures. Thanks for listening. Please subscribe. Tune in tomorrow. Have an awesome weekend. Thanks so much for listening.